My name is Chase Box, and I'm a simmer. I've been playing The Sims for the last 20 years. Today's my inaugural post and my inaugural video, and I want to just welcome everyone to the channel. And if you have any questions, comments, want to leave feedback, please do. I'll be more than glad to uh, answer any questions, give you guys any info. And basically, I just today want to kind of go over generally what it is I do, kind of what my mission is here on the channel, and just kind of let everybody know um, the extent of where I go in The Sims and kind of what my take on it is. My favorite simmers right now and videos that I like to watch that inspired me were James Turner, Lil Simsy, Carmen King, and Gray Still Plays. It's all about the comic part of me, but then also it's about the realism and architecture. And for me, I actually started out playing The Sims 20 years ago. It was a lot of fun back then. I'm going to go ahead and load this. And it was neat. I started out in The Sims 1. My first expansion pack I bought was Living Large immediately after The Sims came out. You know, a couple months later, they had came out with Living Large. And then my favorite expansion pack, really today, is either Vacations from The Sims 1 or the Hot Date expansion pack. Uh, Part of the controversy around the hot tub was a little buggy to me because I had expected the hot tub to be the hot tub, as in the love hot tub, you know, the one that was purple and pink and really funky and almost had like a sandals, beachy, sort of romance vibe, so to speak, kind of cheap motel-y sort of vibe too. But unfortunately, we didn't get that one, and that's okay. But I actually started out playing The Sims 20 years ago, like I said, and what it was for me was kind of an escape and a safety blanket at first because, I was bullied heavily growing up and had a lot of trouble, like in school, with people liking me or even fitting in. So in The Sims, I was able to create people and kind of experiment with introducing myself, meeting people, how things work, and social interactions. Because unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of friends at the time, maybe a couple here and there that could then go and, kind of help me out with that. So I learned a lot of my basic first social skills actually through The Sims as well. So it was hard at first for me to kind of really be able to gauge people and understand, how far the things actually went with folks. Because I was kind of just basing everything off of The Sims. So then, as I got along later on in life, then fortunately I was lucky enough and blessed to be able to, have a lot of opportunity come my way because of The Sims. Now I'm a graphics designer, and I'm also work for a real estate company as well. And then on the side for my other job, I also do a residential home restorations and flips to where I actually will kind of historically recreate a home at an actual property and kind of bring it back to what it used to be through a means of just constant appreciation for, the work that the people back in the day really put into it. So to me, it was really important to kind of give you that brief overview, a little bit about myself. I enjoy really anything that's got historical reference or that kind of pushes the in the Sims or pushes the bounds of the game and sort of kind of the capabilities and what it can really offer us. So today that's kind of what I wanted to just generally go over a little bit as my first video and just give you a quick high level over this property. Over the next few episodes, I'm actually going to be working on this house a little bit more and just fine tuning it. It's the 8-decker tower and plaza. You can find it in the gallery. And in this, you'll basically find everything that would meet a Sim's needs and a family of eight's needs. But then if you think about it, if you have that family of eight and then they have eight people over, give or take, then you've got 16 people. So you really need to be able to make sure that you've got space for everybody. And now with this quarantining time too, I thought that would be not only a good time to create Sims videos and kind of break the ice for that for myself, but also I thought, now that we're in this post-quarantine sort of life, how do we design around that? And that's kind of what it's, at work and that sort of stuff. That's kind of what the question's been as well. So I wanted to kind of create a proof of concept of that a little bit and just showing that, you could spread people out just by having sheer quantities of things, and then also about the general grand size and giving things a lot of both the lateral space and horizontal space. So here in the back, I always try and do these spas and things like that. Obviously, we're not going to have a lot of windows and that sort of thing. So that's what we have here. And then actually the center is the beginning of the plaza. So I'm going to go ahead and click her and go ahead and activate this so that you can see the lighting. Pardon these. So if you look up here, you can actually see these two here. And with me, I think it's all about the layering and just working on making everything more make sense as a group or a collective of things, and rather just one item that you're plopping in, but more of the going up, and no matter which way you look at it, you're kind of getting a different view or a different take on things. So you'll see me, create mezzanine levels. You'll see me use dropped out floors so that you can create really, really tall ceilings. And then I also like to create more of like whimsical feeling areas too, depending on what it is. So here we've got a pool, and this is actually on the inside. And then out here's the courtyard that I created. And this I actually did sort of like a reverse cake. So as you go about it, you can kind of morph what's inside versus outside and kind of create an illusion of even more space and livable space. So down here we've got our first level, and then up here is actually, like I said, where the pool is. And then this is a neat little feature here because I did this fountain here. And then if you look and I actually go up one, you'll actually see that I actually use the dance floor and put a club up there. So then when you drop down right here, you can actually see kind of what I've got going on here. And then we'll go down one more level and then go walls up. And then let's go roof up. So then you can just kind of get a good feel of what it is like underneath here. I'm going to go ahead and bring my sim down and just have her teleport here just so you can get a better look. Because sometimes, first person can really kind of create that more real, natural feel than what you would otherwise see. So she's in the process of teleporting now. Great. Oh, and I'm haunted. Oops. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and go into Alt Tab now, which is going to activate your first person mode. And now you can kind of get a good feeling around as to what it is here that she's got in her house. Now, I will tell you, this is Lila, and she is extremely bougie. She is very, very pretentious, high maintenance, and just everything about her exudes, I'm better than you. So that's why she lives here. Oh, and I'll also tell you too, she's extremely famous. Like extremely famous. She is world famous. Like, they put it on the ketchup bottle or whatever, and you don't really know. Well, no, with her, you know. You just meet her and you know. So here you're actually going to see down the concourse sort of style living space here where you can just visit, play games, that sort of stuff. Might work for a good frat party, that kind of thing too. But if you look here, you could actually come and look down through into the pool. So then you can really interact with folks or maybe even get crazy and jump off. Who knows? But from there, you'd actually be able to do the tool bowling lanes. So you can have a competitive bowling experience in teams. Or you could take either the staircase inside or one of the many outside. This one's more of like an express version, so that they can get up easier, quicker to the ground floor. Or you could take the traditional staircase, the two-tier here, and take them up. And the way that I like this is because I think that you want to really minimize the amount of time it takes between spaces and things for the Sims. So you're not going to want to walk from one side of a house to the other side to get from level to level. So I always tend to build my boxes, and then my rooms, any bump outs, that sort of thing. And then beyond that, then I go and do the staircase. And so then the stairwells, and then I do my hallways, and then from there is then when I start parting out and creating my rooms, because it's a lot harder later to go back and add staircases. So it's really important you kind of put those in first, just so you know what kind of space and flow you're going to have initially. And with me, that's what really was my key to success in being able to start building homes that were more efficient. Because, it's easy to kind of build a box and throw some stuff together, but then when you look back at it, it's like, how efficient is this? Is this really easy and fun to play, or am I waiting a long time just for my sim to move around? So I wanted to then show you up here. This is the ground level. So like I said, you have here the two-decker doubler sort of staircase here, and then you've got the single one here. So I created sort of like a mezzanine style or terrace style access point here for this level, just so that I could then maximize my square footage then on the interior. So the interior is kind of down there, and then above it is then also above ground. So this is above ground, this is ground, this is like all like, well, now below ground, but it's actually up there and accessible from any level, so you can still get to the upper ground floors. So when you look around, you're going to see that she has a really, really big, giant sort of studio space that she can do photo shoots. She can go hog wild, regardless if it's quarantine, flood, whatever it is outside. She is good to go because she's got this space. Um, well lit and totally prepared and well equipped for her needs. Then she's also really, really crazy. So she like may run experiments on friends to verify their DNA and who they are, or she may bake cupcakes. And then of course she's got her laundry as well too. So I just really wanted to be able to give it that very gardeny feel here on this first level below ground grade. But then as you come up here, you'll actually see this is the floating staircase that I really like using things that float, but in a way that makes sense architecturally. Like in real life, this would actually be theoretically possible with several steel beams. And then I do have sort of the support columns here, and then on the other side as well that go down. So it's all about creating that very linear look with this one. I really like a lot of the art and things like that that came in the Jungle Adventures expansion pack, and then also some of this Machino sort of pieces in the city expansion, and then also I really, really, really like the Moschino stuff as well, because the art and pieces are just very fun to play with, and then mix and mingle in with the other stuff. But you'll see I actually have all of the expansion packs because I've been a simmer, and I just think that it's still important, even if it's not everything that I want, it's still more objects. And because my name of the game is to avoid using CC, so that I can, make sure that everything's accessible in the gallery, and that I don't have to go back and replace beds or do a new TV just to get it on the gallery. I really like to keep it simple when it comes to what I'm actually using. So like I said, it's only going to be things that you're going to find in the game or through the build by objects cheats that we have. And then here you'll actually see, again, it's all about creating the efficient floor plan. So you've got lots of space, giant windows, but then you also have a giant, big old dining area tub or dining area table. And the reason why is because, again, if you're going to have 8 Sims plus guests, or say an at-home wedding, you've already pretty much maxed out the regular table at that point. And then over here's your little breakfast and kitchen seating. And then we have also, this is similar to how my real life kitchen's set up, just much smaller, but it's neat because right there you actually have the really good triangle of reference for the kitchen. So in like real estate, you always want to have a good triangle between like your sink, your stove, and your fridge and your counters. So right here, you've got it kind of all within a good distance. So the sim isn't spending a lot of time walking around to complete a task in this large kitchen. So right here we have the the windows and everything are set up so that again you can just look right out and almost feel like you're outside even though you're not. And then I wanted to pull back here and just kind of show you sometimes I use pre-made rooms that they already create in the Maxis packs that they sell us, but I also will then take and kind of morph that a little bit, or I'll throw objects together around that idea, or I'll just completely make my own. So it just kind of depends on what I'm feeling for that space and the vibe that I want to accomplish. And I tend to do like theming by floor or theming by like a block section of areas, just so again it creates continuity in the design and the floor plan. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Lila up here so that we can just kind of peek around a little bit on the outside and you guys can get a really good sense of kind of what it is and why I kind of build the way I do. Because I think that it just creates a lot more visual interest when you're actually playing the game, especially like in the live mode and then also with the first person mode. So, like I was saying before with the layering, this is all about layering and the lighting and that sort of thing, so that when they cross and go together, it just makes a lot more sense and it just really has a clean look. And so now she's coming up here to the tower. And if you look up there close, you can actually, I will show you once we get in there, but it's pretty neat how she actually goes and is able to look up and in and then down from up there. So we're going to go ahead and pop her out there and then come up here because I want to show you what it looks like from the inside. So we've actually got this really fun double decker sort of terrace, I guess as you could call it. So we're gonna, let's see here, teleport there, just to kind of give you guys a good look. Alrighty, there we go. Let's see if she's teleported yet. Okay, there we go. So now you can see, I really love how the team has spent a lot of time creating these worlds that are just absolutely phenomenally beautiful. And to be able to pay respect to that, I like to build around those sort of view and vantage points to really make sure that I'm getting the most value for my money, but then also my time spent in playing the game, and then as well for you too. So we've got that one, and then I want to take you up to the upper terrace on the fourth floor because this one is a little bit more unique. I actually use the shrink function to be able to shrink up the chandeliers just a tad so that I could actually fit them above my tables here because it's a little bit of a challenge with the tables and you can't actually fit these above it unless you shrink the chandelier down by 2 times. So that's kind of a tip when you're using these giant chandeliers and you're like, whoa, my sim's walking right into it. Well, all you have to do is just shrink it a little bit and then you'll be set. So I'm then gonna go over here to the side and just have her like go over here. Whoa, she's like really cracked out and like kind of walking around heavily now. Okay, so better, there we go. There we go. Now she's moving a lot slower. So I'm gonna go ahead and make her happy and cheat for that, just so that I can continue making her do what we want her to do. There we go. So if you look up here, I didn't really spend a lot of time on it because I wanted it to just be very basic and just let the space and the surroundings kind of make the space. And instead of me trying to, over glorify the space when that's not exactly the focus that I want here. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you up here to this mezz level right here, or it might also be called a concourse level or something like that. If you're thinking airports or like at a library or a commercial building. I've kind of specialized with office buildings and that sort of thing. So I try and take that sort of thinking and also like multifamily properties and kind of take that thinking and design a little bit into the Sims so that we can just kind of, again, push the envelope as to what we can get this software to do. So now I'm gonna tab. And if you look, it's actually kind of fun because you can't really see down there too much. So it just creates a good lofty vibe for your rooms that are right there. So even though you can't really see down into them, it's great because now they have a lot more access to light and all of that. And then if you look up, you can see into the glass roof above. Oh, now she's wanting to go to the basement. We won't let her do that quite yet. She's wanting to have a little fun, it looks like, but we're not there yet. Alrighty, so now we're up here towards the top upper levels. I really love the glass roofs because, again, it creates a lot of light and it creates a lot of interesting sort of vantage points and things that you could really kind of check out and see that you wouldn't otherwise necessarily be able to do in a darker room. And then as the roofs and everything starts pitching, and then if it's all dark and covered, then your room isn't going to have as much bright, white, clean light that you'd tend to like to see when you're playing a game for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her up here, and then she's going to look around. And the funny thing is here is she actually commissioned her own piece of art because she's so vain. So now she's overlooking her whole house. So we're going to go ahead and go view this. And then you can also then, let's see here, she's going to wander around and go outside. So again, you can see out here. Oh, and then she decided just to take the long way back around, but that's fine. Alrighty, see, so right here you have your upper deck level all the way. We'll go ahead and zoom. Yep, there you go. So if you look really close through here, you can actually see down below into the courtyard and into the lower levels. So that no matter what, you have a really neat vantage point all the way around. So then I'm going to go ahead and zoom on back here and just kind of give you guys another quick look around. Now this is available in the gallery. All you have to do is look up either Chasebox or the 8-decker tower and plaza. And from there, you'll be able to then download, like, comment, whatever you'd like. I know originally I think I maybe had forgot the sync in there. So I went ahead and got that in and updated. So if there's anything else that you guys want to do or have me do with this, let me know. And I'm really looking forward to continuing on with this house and the many others. I cannot wait to show you in future episodes. But thank you again so much for tuning in to my very first episode, my inaugural episode. And it's just been exciting to be inspired by, Little Simsy and James Turner and Carmen King and Grace Still Plays, that I can't wait to kind of make you guys laugh, make you guys smile, and also create that little plumb bob above your head too, that you're like, oh, I never thought of that, or oh, I never even, considered putting something like that together, or, and just kind of create more than just a basic square and something beyond modern. This one I would say is more of like a suburban esque looking modern tower, but it's not truly modern because it's not got the complete flat floor and flat roof and everything being flat or boxy. It's got a little bit of angle, and it's got all more symmetry and that sort of thing, which you're going to see I really appreciate too in architecture. So I appreciate everybody again tuning in, and I hope you have a great day. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it off here in a moment with dark. Let's go dark. Yes. Just to kind of get a good representation of how fun this property really is. There you go. Oh, and here's the Buller Flare too. I did that one. We'll knock this one down soon. That'll be in a future episode, and we'll have some fun with that one too, because now that I've got these sort of buildings here, this one's definitely now out of place. In a future episode, I'll kind of give you guys a tour of my world. I've pretty much rebuilt every single property over the last, what has it been, 6 years now of The Sims 4. I cannot wait to do more and show you more, and I'll also be streaming on Mixer here soon as well. So look out and stay tuned for that. I know a lot of people do Twitch, so that's what I thought I would go with Mixer. I've been a very avid Microsoft fan for many years, and when they bought Mixer, I'm like, the Sims will be a good avenue for me to get there. So again, I appreciate everything and you guys coming in and checking it out. And if you want, please like, click, subscribe, and just have fun. Go on and do something magical. Thank you.